We live in a culture where motion is a metric for value. Progression, the daily hustle, and measurable success define who we are. This conditioning begins early. We develop an achievement identity, a belief that if we just work hard enough, we can outpace the possibility of failure. Dr. Yvonne Hunter's upbringing reinforced this exact blueprint. Her mother taught her that education was the key to ensuring she was never in bondage, a lesson that transformed relentless effort into a requirement for success. When an identity is built entirely on forward motion, any pause triggers a crisis. A stop feels like a failure of existence. Then there is the bench. It's an involuntary halt, a total loss of momentum triggered by events we cannot control. For Dr. Hunter, that moment arrived as an avalanche. She simultaneously faced a stroke, severe medical crises involving her children, and a divorce that brought her high-achieving life to a dead stop. This forced stillness brings a specific kind of trauma. Doctors call it adjustment disorder, a term for the psychological friction that occurs when the mind loses its sense of utility. Our instinct is to fight the pause. We mask the pain and rush to get back into the game, desperate to prove we are still relevant. But fighting the stillness is counterproductive. This space is not a permanent exile. It is a deliberate architectural pause designed for rebuilding. The first mechanical step of the pause is surrender. You have to let go of the need to perform or project strength. When the noise of a busy life is removed, you are forced to confront the emotions you've been outrunning: grief, imposter syndrome, and anger. Dr. Hunter's recovery began with a piercing question from Bishop T.D. Jakes. Why not you? That question flips the internal narrative. Instead of viewing yourself as a victim of circumstances, you begin to investigate what the season is actually doing for you. Inner strength starts to grow the moment you give yourself the grace to feel these raw emotions without self-condemnation. This is a demolition phase. You cannot build a new structure until the facade of the old identity is torn down. On the bench, the work shifts to internal maintenance. It is mechanically impossible to build resilience on top of unhealed trauma or misaligned priorities. The quiet of the bench allows for the internal surgery that our previous busyness prevented. The ground is cleared and the foundation is reset. This healing changes your definition of provision. You stop looking for material success and start relying on community, inner peace, and divine alignment. The goal is to detach your value from what you produce and anchor it to who you are. The pause is temporary. Eventually, life calls you back to the game, but the player who returns to the field has been completely redesigned. This ancient Bible text symbolizes the forge of isolation. Because your strength was built in the dark, it is no longer dependent on the noise of external metrics or applause. The invisible preparation done in that stillness is the mechanism that guarantees victory once you step back into the light. You need to know what to do in the silence when life forces a halt. Resist the urge to panic. Reject the societal pressure to immediately return to productivity. The bench is a vital sanctuary. It is a space for restoration and realignment. A forced pause is not the end of your story. It is the precise, sacred preparation required for your greatest victories.